Clybourne Park deals with perceptions involving racism, community, and loss.
In a lot of ways I wanted to do this because it hasn't been done a whole lot.
I think the story is very poignant, and it's definitely something for everyone to see and everyone to get something out of.
It was something that when I read it I thought people needed to see.
I think that there's something about each character that audience members can relate to.
The Act 1 of Clybourne Park takes place about 45 minutes to an hour after Raisin in the Sun ends. It's an interesting exposition into what might have been going on in this suburban community with the people there.
They're talking about race. It's a very uncomfortable situation for them.
The whole piece is a little bit more of an exploration, not of necessarily of race relations, which is the superficial or what a lot of people will take away from it reading a synopsis or something.
About society, about the world, about how people are, how people can be.
How we try to be politically correct and trip ourselves up.
More a question of how do people relate to each other? How did they relate to each other in the 50s, late 50s, early 60s? How did they relate to each other now? In a lot of ways it asks, well, are we really in a better place?
It makes you think, it makes you respect these hard topics that are hard to talk about.
We get to hash out a lot of conversations that many people don't have the opportunity to have.
All of these characters do some really, or say some horrible things. And it's very funny because in the audience you're really safe and you can really have a lot of fun with what they're saying. But these are things that people think, but they just never say out loud.
We get to actually bring it up and hash it out in a way that the audience gets to feel a little bit more comfortable because they aren't actually saying it. We are.
I think people should talk about it. I think it should be something that's brought up, that even teach your kids about. I don't know, I think it's very important.
Everybody has some very valid points. And I think there's going to be a lot of discussion with everyone you come to see the show with afterwards about whose point is more accurate or who is morally more upstanding than the next person in this plot.
And I think when you see this, it'll become a question of, are they really better off and are they really saying what they mean? Because they get to say a whole lot of things that people may think, but don't ever dare say anymore. I'm not sure some of these things they ever dare to say.
It's very conversation driven, and just how it's able to keep you interested and keep you invested just with these quick back and forth between these people.
Really kind of explore how people's actions, how people's language have changed, but maybe not reflective of how much or how little their attitudes about those things have changed.
The script gets the opportunity to explore. It's not how much advance we've gotten, but how much things have changed.
Audiences can expect to be greatly entertained. They should expect to maybe be shocked. They should expect, hopefully, to laugh a lot. And they might expect to cry too.
It's very interesting because there's definitely comedic parts, but there's dramatic parts as well, and I think that's what makes the best type of story, is when you're able to laugh and cry at the same time.
If an audience member has no reaction to this, we did something wrong.
I think they can expect a lot of heated debates going on stage, and I think they can also expect to get engaged themselves in some of these arguments.
If the show is successful in what it conveys, people should be disturbed and enlightened and look to change the future to make it better.
As serious and as dramatic as it is, it's a really funny show.
If you are offended by this, you need to see this play.
Education. Seeing something new, seeing something that's trying to make a point. Author writes a show because he wants to make a point. People put on a show because they want to convey something to an audience.
It's an opportunity to see something different.
They should come see it because they haven't.